right, so the last one we want to talk about is, and again, we're still talking about potential revenue recognition issues. How about buying, go to, I don't know, Nordstrom's or go to a store or whatever it is, Amazon. Let's just use Amazon gift cards. What happens if you buy a gift card? And say it's for $500. All right? And you buy that gift card and you give it to somebody. I bought it, I gave my $500 to whichever organization, and they gave me the gift card back. Do I get to recognize revenue? No recognition at the time of gift card sale. Why? Well, what's the gift card supposed to be for? Why did I get that? The gift card is so that that individual will use that and buy product, right? So what I've done here is I've given him cash, and I can't recognize this revenue at this point in time. When I get to recognize the revenue is when the person I gave the gift card goes and uses it. Then I can recognize revenue. So what do I do with this gift card before we get to recognize revenue? Well, it's possible that this $500, if they could also come back and say, not that they would, they could also come back and say, I want the cash versus I want the product or the material. And so really this gift card is a liability for Amazon or any of these other companies, right? So the way to think about this is, if we're going to do a transaction, cash would increase. Cash would increase by $500. That's an asset. Equals liabilities plus equity. And I would have a liability for $500. We'll call it gift card liability. And that would also increase by $500. So my equity hasn't changed at all. I got the cash, good, and I've got this future obligation to provide either the cash back or services or product. So this is when we buy the gift card. Okay? What happens when the person who receives the gift card uses it, right? So use the gift card. And say they buy $250 worth of stuff with it. All right? Well, nothing's happened with our assets. Okay? Nothing's happened. What has happened is if they use $250 of the gift card, I no longer have this future obligation to provide $500. It should be now $250. So my gift card balance on the liability side goes down by $250. Well, this is out of balance here, right? My assets don't equal my liabilities plus equity. What happened is, well, listen, they used the gift card, they bought something. Well, that $250 now is revenue. So revenue goes up by $250. Okay? So these offset each other. So gift card goes up, revenue goes down. This gift card balance is what was also commonly referred to as deferred revenue. And anytime I get cash in advance for services to be provided or goods to be provided, and I get that cash in advance, that's always going to be under the notion of deferred revenue. It's going to sit as a liability until such time as they either use it or they ask for their money back. So a little bit of difference when you're thinking about gift cards. You don't recognize the revenue at the time of the gift card sale. You recognize when the gift card is actually used. What happens when when it expires, right? What, do these things expire? What do they do with that stuff? Right? That's going to depend on the state. It's going to depend on the language in the gift card. Because what might happen is I may build this into this gift card that there's an administrative fee that every year that it's not used, $50 is going to come off of this thing. So over a 10-year period, I would ultimately recognize this even though they never used the gift card. It's going to depend on the state. It's going to depend on the gift card contract.